Hi everyone, Station Master Joe here. Hope you are enjoying my virtual model railway exhibition so far. This is my portable 00 gauge model railway layout. It is a representation of Great Waterton, which is an old town on the island of Sodor, an island located in the Irish Sea between the Isle of Man and Barrow-in-Furness in the Lake District in the northwest of England on the British mainland. The station at Great Waterton connects to the standard gauge North Western Railway via a branch line that runs from Great Waterton down to Crovansgate, where it meets the main line, the narrow gauge Skarloey Railway, and a branch line that runs to Ballyhoo and Norranby. Great Waterton received its name from the waterworks in the town, which supplied water to all the towns on Sodor. And when steam engines first arrived on Sodor, Great Waterton was the main town and rail hub of the island. Over time, the waterworks was closed and people began moving to the other towns of Sodor. Great Waterton was left abandoned and largely forgotten about by the people of Sodor. That is, until one day it was discovered by the North Western Railway's No. 1 engine, Thomas the tank engine. After hearing about Thomas's discovery, the director of the North Western Railway, Sir Topham Hatt, the Fat Controller, decided to have Great Waterton restored to celebrate Sodor Day. All the engines and the Sodor Construction Company helped with the restoration of Great Waterton, and by Sodor Day the town was restored and reopened to the public. This three-part video is titled A Day at Great Waterton. Hope you enjoy it, viewers. At 7 AM, British Railways ex-Great Western Railway 1400 class number 1401, star of Ealing Studios' 1953 comedy film The Titfield Thunderbolt, comes out of Stanley's shed and stops beside the water tower to have her tank filled up for when she takes her first train of the day. 5 minutes later, London and North Eastern Railway, ex-Great Northern Railway, N2 class, number 4765, pulls into the station with the first passenger train of the day. The first passengers get on board, and at 7:15 AM, the first train departs. After the first train has gone, number 1401 goes to collect her train from the carriage shed. At 7:35 AM, Great Western Railway Small Prairie number 4589 pulls into the station with the second passenger train of the day. The next lot of passengers get on board, and at 7:45 AM, the second train departs. At 8:10 AM, number 1401 pulls into the station with her passenger train. The coach is a strange mix of an old coach body placed on a low-mac style wagon. It was put together by the villagers of Titfield, as seen in the Titfield Thunderbolt. The next lot of passengers get on board, and at 8:20 a.m. the third train of the day departs. At 8:40 a.m. a British Railways Class 101 DMU pulls into the station. DMU stands for Diesel Multiple Unit, by the way. Five minutes later, while the DMU is picking up her first passengers, number 4765 pulls into the station with passengers from Crovansgate. At 8:50 a.m, the DMU departs. After the fourth train of the day has left the station, number 4765 runs round his train. Halfway through running round his train, though, he stops to have his tank refilled. After having his tank refilled, number 4765 continues running round his train. Number 4765 is now coupled at the other end of his train, ready for his second run down to Crovansgate. At 9:15 a.m, number 4589 arrives with more passengers from Crovansgate. Five minutes later, number 4765 departs. After number 4765 has departed, number 4589 runs round his train. Number 4589 is now coupled at the other end of his train, ready for his second run down to Crovansgate. At 9:50 a.m, number 4589 departs. At 10:25 a.m, the North Western Railway's number 5 engine, James the Red Engine, arrives with a local passenger train from Tidmouth. Ten minutes after arriving at Great Waterton, James goes to the turntable to be turned round so that he can be facing the other way on his return journey. Now facing the other way, and having had his tender refilled, James goes to the water crane to have his tank refilled. With his tender refilled with more coal and his tank refilled with more water, James can now go and be coupled to the other end of his train, ready for the return journey to Tidmouth. At 11:10 a.m, number 1401 arrives with more passengers from Crovansgate. Five minutes later, James departs with his local passenger train. He will be calling at Crovansgate, Kelsford Road, Kildane, Cronk, Marron, Wellsworth, Crosby, Knapford and Tidmouth. After James has left with his local passenger train, number 1401 runs round her train. At 11:45 a.m, Emily the Stirling engine arrives with another local passenger train from Tidmouth. Five minutes later, number 1401 departs with her passenger train, heading for Crovansgate. Another 5 minutes later, Emily goes to the turntable to be turned round so that she can be facing the other way on her return journey. Now facing the other way and having had her tender refilled, Emily goes to the water crane to have her tank refilled. With her tender refilled with more coal and her tank refilled with more water, Emily can now go and be coupled to the other end of her train, ready for the return journey to Tidmouth. At 12:35 p.m, Emily departs with her local passenger train. She will be calling at Crovansgate, Kelsford Road, Kildane, Cronk, Marron, Wellsworth, Crosby, Knapford and Tidmouth.